Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 184, May. It is May, right? It's still May? 27th, 2020. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Still in May.
And Jimmy Trammell.
How's it going, guys?
No, I thought you were going to do Mike's no mic bit since he wasn't here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should have done that. Yeah.
Would have been good.
How you guys doing?
See, you missed the opportunity to just get a picture of him and just stick him there.
Oh, I do have a good picture of him from one of the times that he froze back in the day. I'll find that later. Maybe we'll have maybe he'll come visit.
We'll see. Oh my goodness. How you doing, Clyde?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Tired, but it's the week continues. We are school year is winding down, and a lot of people are starting to freak out about what the summer is going to be, and more importantly, what next year is going to start looking like, depending on what we're allowed to do. So that has been my. I had all meetings all day discussing that. So and homework and support and other fun things. So it's been a day, but not bad. Not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one good thing about is that we're halfway done with the week now.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. Technically, yeah. The days are starting to run into. It's actually the weeks are starting to run into each other. And I said that it's still May, and I mean that because it's hard to tell anymore. It's going to be June soon, and it just feels so weird. I just gotta say.
Yeah.
So,
all I know is it's going to be June next week, which means it's only a couple months before it starts snowing again.
When does it start snowing for you? Look.
Anytime. It could start snowing tomorrow. It's Minnesota.
September?
Sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes. I've seen
August?
I have seen snow on Labor Day.
Oh, okay.
And I know that it has snowed at the end of August before. I don't think there's a single month that historically has been,
Snow-free.
never had snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Minnesota.
What are you gonna
Cruz?
do?
Hey, Cruz. And we got a bad weave, so everybody's here. We should talk about the stuff that we're actually here to talk about. Maybe?
Oh, come on. We don't have to. Okay, fine. How about let's talk about The Simpsons? The Simpsons is on HBO, on Disney Plus, and it's been there for a little while. But one of the things that happened with The Simpsons is they recently had a mix-up where they accidentally put the wrong aspect ratio on the feed of The Simpsons on the Disney Plus app. The funny thing is, this isn't the first time this has happened. Apparently, this happened the same time. The exact same thing happened when FXX did this. Got the Simpsons on their streaming service years ago. Mm-hmm. So I understand the trouble here. It makes perfect sense. Getting the right boxes checked off when you're using Handbrake is important, guys.
Yes.
So I actually can't believe that there are so many people that are this upset about the aspect ratio being wrong.
Just deal with it.
Especially on the old episodes that were 4:3, and I guess they're stretched, which is annoying. I understand that.
I agree that can be annoying, but still, You know, it's not like you purchased the episode.
The other thing is it's also possible that some of these are actually being cropped. And that would be, it looks like were some episodes that were actually cropped, which means you're actually missing some of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can understand that.
I mean, I could understand the outrage if you spent like, what was it, at like $100 back when you used early days of DVD box sets? You spend
it still is sometimes.
Yeah, but like if you spent like $100, you bought physical media. It's not something that can be updated. It's always going to be that way for the life of that disc. Yes, I would be irate. For this, you know, deal with it. You've seen it before. If not, check back in a couple months. It'll probably be better.
Outrage on the internet is a normal thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and don't stretch the image on your TV. You know, that's never good.
You know, some of the TVs have that ability to change your aspect ratio. You can fix it yourself.
My old plasma does.
Actually, fewer and fewer TVs do that now.
Although switching it down, so if you take something that was 4x3 and stretched, and then you pop it down to 4x3, it just, you get a smaller stretch.
I know. I have seen that where it's been presented they presented it widescreen on a 4x3 feed, and then your screen is taking that 4x3 feed and giving you the side, so you're literally getting a smaller image in the middle by design. It's like, oh god.
What I want is a TV that essentially does what movie theaters do, where the aspect ratio changes, then the bezel adjusts. Because, you know, like when there was a movie that when it started, it was in one aspect ratio, and then it was Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah.
So when you saw it in the theater, that movie was shown in 3 different aspect ratios throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So the projector operator would have to manually at certain points move the curtain and then move the curtain again, because it started out basically like 4:3, then it went to whatever, and then when they get into space, it opens up wide to the full.
That's cool.
And you know, I want a TV that does that. The bezel is adjustable, so then you don't have the stupid black bars.
So do you want the bezel? You want something to literally come in and cover up part of the screen, like curtains?
Yeah, sure.
Or do you want extra screens to just kind of start coming out of the side?
No. I want like a curtain that comes in like the movie theater.
That makes more sense. But the extra strings would be cool too. Come on, I mean, you know what I mean? Come on.
Just give me extra. You're describing what I've got here on my desk.
Okay, well, fine. Do it that way then. That's fine. Okay, here's an interesting story. Justice League is a movie. Apparently, people hated it because it's Justice League. Well, that's saying not much.
I thought they hated it because of the Wonder Woman lady. Didn't she do something that pissed everybody off?
I don't think so. She actually was one of the more popular characters, and her movie was, like, I think the most successful of all the different ones. Maybe, except for, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it didn't do as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Off screen, I thought she did. Oh no, I'm thinking of Brie Larson. Never mind.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think Gal Gadot did. Gal Gadot is actually responsible for this thing. Justice League famously had to change directors because of a personal issue, where they went ahead and gave this direction to Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon made a movie that many people liked, but the original director, Zack Snyder, excuse me, not Jack, has had a fabled Snyder cut of Justice League. And Gal Gadot, a couple of years ago, actually tweeted out they released the Snyder cut, which basically made all this kind of happen. And now Warner Media has decided, hey, we're going to go ahead and release the Snyder cut on HBO Max in 2021.
I mean, is this even really matter? I know some people are so caught up in their fandom that, you know, it matters to them, but really, does this matter?
Okay, well, the movie Justice League, I haven't seen, but I've seen a lot of the other ones. I think I've seen all the other ones up to that, maybe. but the thing about the Snyder movies is that they tend to be very dark and gritty, and quite frankly, I've not enjoyed the dark and gritty version of DC Comics that's on this on it. I don't. It's just not my kind of movie. At least they're not pulling it off right. If it was dark and gritty, they had to do it right, not with Batman and Superman. It just doesn't make sense.
I just can't come to grips with Daredevil wearing Batman's suit. It's just, I'm out.
Daredevil?
That's the Flash.
No. Didn't you see Daredevil back in 2002?
Oh, they
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, Ben Affleck. Yeah,
kind of like how Cable and the purple guy, apparently the same guy. How does that work?
Gotcha. No, but here's the thing that I've got to say about this. The reason why I think this is actually kind of smart is because there's going to be a huge dry spell of movies in 2020. So in 2021. So this is their opportunity to take an old property and re-release it, essentially. And a lot of people want to see it. Maybe not everybody, maybe not a lot, I don't know, but it will be content. And I'm sorry, I have a feeling we're going to be slow on content for a little while. So this is a way for them to fill in a month's worth of subscription to HBO Max sometime in 2021 for people out there, and maybe they'll keep on subscribing to it. I foresee more cuts, more different director's editions, more different director's cuts of different movies coming out during this crisis of content in the next 2 years or so. I'm just curious.
All I'm saying is they completely missed the boat, because if they had made Justice League 10 years ago, they could have done it with the Ultimate cast, as Wabbit alluded to. You got Adam West as Batman, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, and then whoever played the Flash way back in the day. And then you do Justice League like 30 years later, and they're all old and awesome.
Sure. That'd be fun.
It would have been way better than whatever this thing that they're clamoring for.
I did see this movie, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, but I would say that probably would be the worst I would say about any comic book movie like this, right? Because I kind of like them all, right? Even if they're not all that good, I kind of like them. But yeah, I'm with Clyde on this though. I think I don't quite see the point of releasing this in 2001. This movie was made in 2017.
Yes.
If you view it as like they were talking about on Cord Killers, view it like a director's cut that you get on a disc. Okay, fine. I never watched those anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm willing to bet that there's going to be more of these coming out for the next couple of years. More of these re-releases, reimaginings, taking an existing property and figuring out a new way of deploying it for everybody to see. Because I think there's going to be a huge, a lot of people who are looking for content to provide, and this is the one way to do it.
Yeah, you might be on to something there, Matt. Maybe they're going to do this, and maybe there's another Justice League movie in the works that they'll release right behind this one. Maybe
take a property that people thought wasn't very good the first time, and spend a little money and clean it up and re-release it with the cleanup. The Sonic movie, before on the first trailer, they actually cleaned that up and made it actually look good.
I want the original eyes. Go back, get on Twitter, demand the original eye cut of Sonic. Wasn't it his eyes that were all messed up?
No, it was most people complained about his teeth.
Oh, the teeth. Okay, sorry. Bring back the teeth.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I thought it was the eyes. No. Sorry, it was Cats. Cats is the one with the eyes.
Ah, yes, and the buttholes.
And we want our butthole cut. Give us our
It's gonna
cat
come in-
butthole cut.
Rest
Go
in
back
peace.
to the original director's vision. They just proved with Justice League that everybody wants the original director's vision. Cats. Give us the butthole cut.
Yep, you know it. All right. Netflix has been doing very well as a streaming provider and has made a decision, had made an announcement that it was going to go ahead and disable your account.
Okay. And?
Yep. That's it. They're just going to turn off your account.
Okay. I rarely ever use it. If they
Well, that's
turned it off, I wouldn't
probably
even
why-
notice.
That's probably what they're going to do, because what they're doing is particularly picking up the people who haven't been using their account. The account's essentially been dormant, but still paying for it. And they're going to go ahead and send you an email and say, you've not been using this for a while. We're going to turn you off if you don't. And yeah, they're actually going to just turn off people's accounts that have been dormant for a little while.
Brace yourselves. If you're not familiar, I might be a little cynical, but I know it's surprising, but this is just called housekeeping. This is normal. You're taking up space, and we're obviously not giving any. We're just gonna, Now, if they were actually going and saying, "Hey, you haven't used this server in 2 years," or "You haven't used the service in 2 years," we're canceling your account and refunding you the money that you paid when you weren't using it, then I would say, good on you. That's philanthropy. That is a good company. This is just trying to, it's window dressing on their just normal clearinghouse, right?
Yes, if you were any other company besides Netflix, it's hundreds of thousands of accounts, which is lots of money.
Oh yeah,
so it's it is it does hurt them a little bit to do this, but you're right, and I did listen to Cord Killers this week too. It is definitely a feel good story for them. I totally get why they're doing it.
When I hear someone say, "Hey, we're getting rid of non active accounts," you just go, yeah, I mean,
Great.
Sure. Hey, but they're still paying us. Well, then get rid of it sooner. but we're the hero. We're looking out for the little guy and saving him money. Well, no, not really.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if it's like, a T-Mobile subscriber who gets it included in with his service, right?
Some of that
he's just choosing not to watch it for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, it's like I set up. I did a login trade many years ago for a buddy of mine, and he has a profile on my Netflix, and I don't think he's ever logged into it once. I mean, this won't count on there because I have obvious and my kids have, but I mean, it's kind of that thing where, yeah, you're getting it for free. Someone's paying for it, but
Sure.
I get HBO. I get HBO for free from AT&T, and I haven't logged into it in months.
All right, Clyde, question for you.
Sure.
So those people who just keep on, they subscribe and they forget to unsubscribe and just never get around to it. Should this be the new normal, that after maybe a year or 2 years it should just come? So in other words, should I, if I haven't watched a thing and I haven't gotten to subscribe, oh, don't worry, it'll unsubscribe for me. Should that be the normal? Should I be thinking that way?
It is. I would say it should be the normal, it shouldn't be the normal that you say, I don't need to subscribe, they'll auto subscribe me.
Unsubscribe me, but
yeah, they'll auto unsubscribe me. Don't auto subscribe me, please. I hate when services do that, but no, I don't think it's a good model for a good personal model, but I think it's a good business model. Because, even if you're getting some money from these people,
Mm-hmm.
they're taking up, their profiles and their watch lists and the data and all of that, their histories, that's taking up space on your database. Um, it's resources, it's other things. And also, just
Okay.
cancel it. I think
All
it
right.
should be a business model that, if you don't use something, it auto cancels at some
That'd
point.
be great. I don't think many companies will actually do it. Hey, Samsung is showing off their brand new Terrace TVs. These TVs are designed for outdoor use. They are fairly large QLED displays with IP weather rating of IP55, which is splashing and dust performance pretty decent. But also, it has a very bright display intended for outdoor use. It's they say that they can provide up to 2,000 nits of brightness, which makes it even visible in direct sunlight. They're big and expensive, so you can get them for anywhere from 55 inches to 75 inches. And I thought I saw a price in here around $5,000, but I'm not seeing it now. So, but these are your outdoor TV options, including with optional sound bars and subwoofers. So this is an interesting setup for you.
The downside is it's named that because all it does is stream Terrace House, episodes of Terrace House all the time. But you can watch it outside, but you'll have to watch Terrace House.
Yeah. Outdoor TVs just in time for hurricane season.
I will say that a good outdoor TV is a novel idea, because if you've ever been to a theme park in the last 10 or so years, where they have long lines and they put up TVs to keep you entertained, you'll know that when they went from the CRTs to the flat screens, it basically became unwatchable because they're just not bright enough.
Right.
And then a lot of people are making their patios and backyards into basically outdoor living rooms. So a good outdoor TV that's bright enough that you can see it in direct sunlight. I don't think I need one, but
No.
I'm glad they exist.
Al-Anon says this sounds like something for businesses, and I actually thought the same thing. This would be a great sign that you could stick out there. Maybe put it under a cover, but knowing they can get a little wet, or even put it inside of something, behind a piece of plexiglass, but not necessarily making that structure 100% waterproof. But but you could, if it can handle the heat, if it can handle a little bit of moisture, might be great.
It's digital signage you can afford to have at home. Because they've had stuff like this before, but it's called digital signage, and it costs an arm and a leg. Panasonic has kind of been the pioneer in that market. Something that's more affordable, because you're not going to go buy a Panasonic consumer display to put on your patio at like $30,000. Something that'll kind of a good balance between the two.
Very cool. Hey, you guys know about Tuca and Birdie?
Yes.
I do not know anything about them.
I watched a couple episodes. I wasn't in love with it.
Apparently, it was sort of really popular show on Netflix. They got a single season before Netflix decided to algorithmically, I'm sure, cancel it. And looks like Adult Swim is going to pick it up for season 2 in 2021. So this is an example of the exact opposite of what we've been seeing usually, where a series that normally gets canceled gets picked up by one of the streaming guys. This time it's the other way around. It's going back to cable.
I'm just waiting for Fox to pick up Arrested Development.
Wouldn't that be full circle?
Exactly.
Okay. Just checking.
But no, yeah, I at first when I saw this, I was like, I don't care. I wasn't really into the show, and then when I put the pieces together and realized, oh wait, they're going the other way. That's interesting. That is definitely interesting. So,
Very cool.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, I think it is a milestone, no doubt.
All right. If you guys have been wondering if you're going to have some type of big announcements about video games this summer, and we're worried that all the big industry shows are going to be canceled, Summer Games Fest is here for you. Summer Games Fest is going to be a huge announcement of various games, and it's going to be coming on from June 22nd and July 20th. And they are going to be having independent game makers announcing their titles, and AAA game makers to be releasing information about their upcoming games. This is going to be this is the new norm, everybody. We are going to be doing a lot more online of announcements and shows for people. And if you ask me, this is all for the better.
So are they going to get Zack Snyder cuts of all the different game trailers?
If that makes them kind of gritty and dark, no, I hope not. And depressing.
New Animal Crossing with
gritty and dark.
I should have chose a game I actually have knowledge about, but
Where's
Animal Crossing
Where's
sounds happy and cutesy, so it may not be.
I have never played it.
I've never even seen it. I just hear people talking about it. So
it's a very popular island simulator.
Game.
Where you just
it's a game.
It sounds like chores to me.
Truthfully, what you're doing is by solving puzzles, you're actually like doing work for somebody. You're mining crypto coin, or you're doing.
No. There's actually a guy in the game who's like, he's like absolutely the person who is basically making all the money, and his name is Tom Nook. He's a raccoon, and he obviously has got making all the interest and making all the loans and doing all the, he's making bank on everybody.
Well, so. It's like when Google tricked everybody. Well, it wasn't Google. It was a guy they hired to solve a problem, tricked everybody into solving when they would scan a book and they couldn't, the algorithm couldn't identify what the letter was. They got all of us to do it as a way to prove that we're humans to log into websites.
Two birds, one stone.
And people just keep doing it.
Oh, they stopped doing that, actually.
I still see it. I still see them.
Google has stopped.
No, I'm not saying Google specifically, but but that kind of thing.
Yeah, so. It's true, and it, that's.
I mean, it's it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Ingenious use of the crowd. So I think I encourage that. So that's great. All right, Spotify is streaming music service, of course, also getting into video as we discussed last week. But most importantly, it's got a way for you to have a song to upload and or purchase songs. Actually, I don't know if it lets you upload songs. And it has a limit in there of 10,000 songs, which is kind of a bummer for those with those big collections, where you couldn't have any more than that many number of songs in your library. It sounds like Spotify has figured out a way to drop that limit. You no longer have that kind of limit on your songs in your library. Unfortunately, the limit still stands for if you are going to be using a thing like a playlist, and also if you want to try to download your songs to a device for offline use, they're also limited to only 10,000 songs. Yeah.
So I'm an avid Spotify user.
Okay.
And I never had any idea that there was a 10,000 song cap on your library. But that's partly because I don't use a library. Why do I need a library when I just have access to their library?
Right.
I can just push a button and listen to any song I want. Why do I need to go through the hassle of making it know that, I own this and this and this and this? Yeah.
People like ownership. It's weird.
Oh, no, I like ownership. That's why all my songs were uploaded to Google Play, because I was tired of having to rebuild my library over and over and over as hard drives failed and RAID arrays died and, stuff couldn't be recovered. But yeah, I'm beyond that. With Spotify, I don't need a library.
I'm just wondering what individual person would have a 10,000 song library.
Lots of people.
Yes.
You would be very surprised how like 50% of the users, I'm sure, are like, yeah, I got like 20, 30. It's a lot of people. They want to own everything.
It's not like back in the early days where your self-worth was tied to how many songs you had on your iPod.
Well,
You know,
those people still
poor
are alive.
Jimmy over there only has a shuffle. He's only got 200 songs.
Well,
I got my photo with 5,000 songs or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
And
status.
pictures.
Status.
Like, I mean, how many CDs would you have to buy and rip to get 10,000 songs?
Average of 10 songs a CD.
10.
1,000 CDs.
Or 1,000. Yeah.
1,000 CDs.
Yeah.
That's not that many.
No. I've got books and books of CDs that I've amassed over the years. You know, actually, I wonder if I can look at my library. Play.google.
How many songs do I have? Like,
I stopped uploading music to Google Play about 4 years ago when their little app that ran on my computer that was constantly looking for new music.
Oh, they quit that app?
What's that?
They stopped using that app?
Well, I think it just stopped working one day, and then I got.
You never fixed it.
Yeah.
You never reinstalled it or whatever. Okay.
But I'll find it later when I dig through. I don't know where to find anything anymore.
Yeah, I think Clyde's right. This becomes a moot point because everybody's streaming everything now, right?
And that's the whole point of Spotify is, yes, I could go in there and say, ooh, add this song to my library.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I think
why?
Yeah, and I think it makes sense for Spotify to have that cap there, 10,000 songs.
But, and you know, I understand the use of playlists where you say, hey, in this scenario, I want this list of songs readily accessible. Mm-hmm. I just play the playlist and it plays these songs. Yeah, I don't get the point of a library, traditional library. But again, I'm not the one using it, so whoever does, congratulations, you can have more than 10,000 songs.
All right, YouTube Kids. Everybody loves talking about YouTube Kids, don't they? Hey, it's now available on Apple TV. That's basically it.
Okay.
YouTube Kids is the app which has got an interface and a selection of YouTube videos that are focused on kids. Kids in your room. It does a little bit of work. They've done some work to try to make sure it's kid-friendly stuff, although it's not perfect. Everybody knows that. I sure hope. Don't leave your kids alone watching YouTube all day. It's now available using the Apple TV. So you should be able to buy it from the Apple TV store and install it today.
Cool.
Yep, it is cool. More discussion about how people are trying to find content. Apple TV Plus has added every single episode of Fraggle Rock. Yes, they have the new series of Fraggle Rock that's coming. That they either have they already started it, or if they are going to start it soon, not exactly certain. But the old shows were not available on Apple TV Plus until now. Mm-hmm. They went ahead and grabbed all those original series and put them on the service for you to watch. It feels like to me Apple TV Plus is starting to look for back catalog, mm-hmm. which is probably a good thing because they probably need that.
So my understanding is the new Fraggle Rock is coming. Mm-hmm. They got this in as a wet your whistle, catch up on the old stuff while you wait for the new one, which is a good idea.
I agree.
I tried to watch through that when it was on HBO or something a while back, and I don't think it aged well. Or maybe it's just the fact that I'm not young enough to love it anymore. Yeah. But then again, I don't remember that I actually loved it to begin with. It was more that it was something I couldn't watch at home. So whenever we were in a hotel or I was at somebody else's house and they had HBO or whatever it was on, it was exciting because there was a thing I don't normally get to watch. But
now you get to watch everything. So
and
nothing's exciting anymore.
yeah.
Exactly. This is why you need. I figured it out, Clyde. Here's what you need to do. You need to limit yourself to one service every 2 months. And after those 2 months, you may move yourself to a new service. And then you can watch whatever you want on it. It'll be new and fresh and wonderful. And the 2 months is enough time basically to see everything on that service, right?
Well, that's kind of what I already do. But I didn't say I don't get excited about anything. I'm just not excited about this show because I'm not 8 anymore. And like I said, I don't know if I ever really liked it to begin with. It was just the novelty and the lack of, but
competing
access at the time. So.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So HBO Max launches today. If you are a current subscriber to HBO, we don't know if you get it for free. It's possible. There are various people who do get it moved over from HBO to HBO Max automatically without any problems. But who doesn't? Who doesn't? That's too complicated for us to know. But what is HBO Max? That's another thing. It's also difficult to explain because even they have a video that they've launched that shows trying to explain the difference between HBO Max versus HBO Go versus HBO Now. Basically, it explains actually kind of clearly. I watched this video what the difference is between HBO Go and HBO Now. It actually does that pretty clearly. But then it says, and then there's HBO Max, which it doesn't say what it is compared to HBO Go or HBO Now. I think it's trying to imply that it's either of those and more, but it doesn't quite clearly explain that to me if you ask me so.
So I've not been super excited about HBO Max. I haven't been as down on it as most people because I don't really find the problem with the name that other people do. Mm-hmm. But when they announced that DC Universe is going to be included, that made me go, okay, I'm actually kind of interested in this now.
Right.
Because there are a couple shows on DC Universe that I subscribed for last fall, and I will subscribe for again when they come back around for their next season.
Very cool.
And
I didn't know this. So DC Universe is going to be part of HBO Max?
Yeah, I don't know if everything's going to be on there, but at least the Harley Quinn show, I'm hoping the other show that I really liked, the main show the main reason I watched DC Universe in the first place, which I cannot think of now. But yes. Yeah, so they will be stuff on HBO Max from DC Universe. So
very cool.
Yeah.
A related story is that it launched practically on every single platform out there, except for 2. The 2 that it kind of missed was the Amazon stick and all the Rosus. Rosu. It basically is not launching on the Amazon Fire platforms or the Roku platforms. They're very likely will be coming to those soon. I'm surprised with this much time they didn't have something for those. But it is now clear why they didn't get on Amazon, because Amazon went ahead and said, we actually did not want them to be on our platform because we wanted to make sure that they were part of our channel's tie-in. In other words, they wanted you to be able to use the Amazon interface in order to get your HBO Max. And HBO Max, of course, wants to control their own branding and their own streaming solution. So what does this mean for the future? Are we never going to get an Amazon version of HBO Max? The Amazon and the Roku are 2 platforms are the largest platforms out there right now. So,
but
interesting.
Not getting stuff on Amazon is kind of par for the course. After the whole YouTube, Google fight for years, and there's been other stuff that just wasn't there for different reasons. So I'm not surprised anytime either Amazon says it's not going to be there or an app developer says they're not going to be there. I'm not surprised. The not available on Roku right away is surprising, but I have no doubt that it'll get worked out soon. It most likely has something to do with working out the details about in-app subscription stuff, because Roku does allow you to sign up through Roku rather than through the app. You can just do it from your single Roku account. I'm not worried about it. I still need to figure out if my free HBO through AT&T is going to become Max or not.
But yeah, through AT&T, the answer is yes.
But no, the specific deal I'm getting may not, is what I'm saying.
That's very true. But AT&T and Warner, same company, and basically, if you're getting it through AT&T, supposedly you will be getting HBO Max for the same cost. They just transfer you over. If you're somebody, what are some of these other companies? Not necessarily.
Yeah. So.
All right. Last story of the night, we have Xiaomi. You know, we love looking at those Xiaomi Mi boxes, or the Android TV boxes they've been coming out with. They have coming out with a new the Xiaomi 4K Mi TV stick. This is a stick version of their Xiaomi Mi Box S, which is their most recent release. And it's going to be coming out. They've already got a list price on the GearBest website for $79. So this is a good competitor for if you want an Android TV device.
Why would anybody buy an Android TV device that is basically a stick form?
Because people like sticks. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know why.
I was alluding back to my TiVo purchase, which is essentially this.
A stick.
So, I'm excited. It's nice to see more, or anytime a new Android TV something comes out, it's good. Because this is it. With Android TV, it's different than, let's say, Roku or Fire TV, where you've got a single company that's driving development. Apple, they're driving their own, so you get your expected releases. This, with Android TV, it's much like the Android phone, in which Google just says, here's the software, here is the absolute minimum requirements that for you to call it this and sell it as a Android TV. Go crazy. There is no form factor. There is no, other than hardware specs, you do whatever you want. And it's always cool to see what some people do. Some companies will play it safe and just operate in that envelope. Some people will totally push the envelope, like the NVIDIA Shield. Which is still, the original one that came out like 4 or 5 years ago is still, a great piece of hardware, because they really pushed the envelope on what they could do with Android TV. And more people doing it, the better.
Matt, you think you're going to buy one?
No, if I were to buy one of these new Android TV sticks, I'd have to decide between the NVIDIA stick or the TiVo stick. And the TiVo stick is less expensive, which would make me tend to probably go that way. So
it will be when the deal wears off at the end of this month. It's going to be basically the same price as this Mi TV stick. It's going to be right around $70.
I don't think I'd get the Mi again, though, because they don't seem to have as up-to-date software, and they don't seem to support the devices as long.
And that's a possibility. Did, so. I just don't like the even smaller form factor. I am not a fan of sticks.
I really liked my Mi box, though. It's still a good device. It's just
the Mi box was okay. But like even that TiVo stream that I've got, it's a little small. I've had to reboot that thing several times over the last 2 weeks. And I mean, partly I'll attribute that to there's there's still bugs that they're working out. It's first generation.
Sure.
There's going to be some code updates or something that are going to come soon, and it'll probably stability issues. I mean, for the most part, it's been fine, but it's been like if it's been sitting there in standby for a week, and then I come back and it doesn't want to wake up or something like that. So
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this chipset that they got in this thing, this AM Logic.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. It's a quad-core chip, but, that may not mean anything.
where did you see that? I completely missed it.
It's on the bottom half of it.
Yeah.
And it's an
Toward
ARM
the
chip.
bottom.
Oh, okay.
It's got an ARM.
Logic. Yeah. It's probably something they make in-house. Because Mi is, or Xiaomi, they make a little bit of everything. I wouldn't be surprised if it's made in-house.
It's an ARM chip, so it's probably able to run your standard Android TV on there without too much trouble. So
Yeah, I guess it would depend on how well it performs, right?
probably performs less than a Qualcomm, because Qualcomm really knows how to make their stuff really fly. But for TVs, you don't need that much power anymore.
For Al-Anon, Android TV has a great Twitch app. That was, I think you weren't here when I was talking about it the other day. The Twitch app on the Google or the TiVo stream that I got, it's got almost no latency whatsoever. I think it was running lower latency than my PC when I had them running in different rooms. But so yes, Fire is not the only place you can get the Twitch app now. And Amlogic is an American technology company that was founded in the U.S. as Amlogic Incorporated. They're predominantly focused on designing and selling system-on-chip integrated circuits.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, they were founded in 95. When I see the logo, I recognize it. I recognize the A with the at in it, because I never knew the rest of the name. I just remember seeing chips with that and other stuff that I would tear apart. So yeah, cool. All right, did we need to talk about how Twitch is adding a news event channel?
Oh, did I miss a story? I think
that's right there at the end. But I mean,
here we go.
We already talked about Summer Game Fest.
Oh, did I skipped over one, huh? All right, apparently I don't have it. You go for it, Clyde.
So apparently Twitch is adding a news and events channel just in time for Summer Game Fest, which is the thing that we were talking about earlier, where everybody's showing off their games. So if you're interested in that, you want exclusive coverage related to that. I think we talked about this a little bit before in the fact that they're partnering with Blizzard. And then they're also CD Projekt Red. I hate that company just because of the way they spell project. It's stupid.
I think they're Swedish.
Yeah, no. It's still stupid. But yeah, so if you're...
Twitch has also gone full circle. They've now have a gaming channel.
Twitch, the gaming channel, now has a channel about gaming.
Exactly.
Now, if only they had a channel about Twitch.
That'd be great.
Hey, W. Scottis1 just rated us. Thanks. And, Squid also... thanks, guys. So, yep, I think that wraps it up. So, everybody, thank you for sticking around. This is a point where we get a little... we talk to you directly. Well, those of you that are supporters. If you want us to talk directly to you and you want to thank you from us, you should become a supporter. Because those amazing patrons that find value in what we do every week, and they still choose to support us. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate it. And thank you. If you would like to become a supporter, I guess we're okay with more. What do you guys say? Do we have room? We have room for more?
We'll find a spot somewhere. I mean,
if you really, really want to, all you got to do, just go to patreon.com/the Squad, and then,
I don't
send
know
in
if
your
there's enough-
application.
I don't know if there's enough room in this bus anymore.
I don't know.
Goodness
You
sakes,
can
it's
try,
kinda full.
and if there's space, they'll let you right in. So,
man,
very low admission fee. Basically, you name your own price. So
nice.
So awesome. Thanks, guys. Let's get on to the rants and the raves. Alrighty. What you got?
I want to just quickly say that I'm continuing the during the times where we're trying to not think too hard because we've been working all day and sleeping all night. We're continuing to watch our MCU rewatch the entire MCU. We are up to watching Black Panther and Doctor Strange. Ant-Man and the Wasp is next, and we are totally enjoying that. So, yep, we're having a lot of fun with that.
Question. Sorry. Is Deadpool included in the MCU? Or is he X-Men universe?
I did not even consider that question. So, but mostly this is my wife saying, "Hey, let's watch it." So I'm basically letting my wife.
You're gonna make your make your wife watch Deadpool.
Yeah, well, if we do that, it'll have to be after hours. But I understand it is a love story.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, totally.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Okay. Although if they do join up the Fox side with the somehow incorporated into what's considered the MCU, doing this again will be painful because of all the various X-Men shows we'll have to watch. Ugh. Okay. But the other thing I wanted to say is that my school district has asked me to stream a live show of our graduation for our school district. We are going to be doing live streaming of the.
You gonna do it on Twitch? Open for hecklers?
I actually said let's do it on YouTube and on Facebook. Ooh. No Twitch.
Oh, either way, as long as there's comments live,
we'll be turning them off.
Oh, what's the point of watching?
But actually, one of the things that they want to do is but the solution to our problem is of having graduates walk is we're going to be having all the kids basically driving around in cars, and they're going to drive around the small little community they're in, and they're going to and one of the guys wants to follow around in the cars with a phone, and I'm going to have him install Skype with it, and over cellular Skype in the trip around to have that being part of the looking at what's been going on in the community. So This should be an interesting run. We're going to be doing some testing with it for later this week. And they'll I don't know how it's going to work where they're going to drive around to a certain point and like with a pole be handed their diploma cover, because as you know, the diploma covers don't have the diplomas inside. I don't know how they're going to hand that off to the people in the cars. Open the window, check it inside.
Can you modify a t-shirt cannon to shoot diplomas?
That would be rolled up diplomas, obviously. Excellent idea.
And you need when is the graduation?
It's going to be probably the 6th of June.
I think I've got enough time. I could make you it's basically a potato gun that would fit diplomas. You just have to, in between, you have to unscrew it, spray the hairspray in there, cap it up, and you go.
No, what makes perfect sense is you just get the t-shirt gun, and you get your diploma and a free t-shirt.
There you go. How it is. Yeah, wrap it up in the t-shirt.
Exactly. Makes sense to me.
Class of
Anyways,
2020.
If they had told me that's how they were going to give me my diploma, I would have willingly gone to my graduation.
anyways, that's been one of the things that I've been focusing on, and I'll be focusing on for the next couple of weeks to try to make it work, look, and act as smooth and as professional as possible. So we'll see what happens. I hope it goes great.
Cool. All right. Jimmy, you got anything?
Yeah, a couple of things here. So continuing to watch the new season of Billions, really enjoying that one. Like that one a lot. I subscribe to Showtime just this time of year, every year, just so I can watch that one show. Also, too, I think I mentioned this before on a previous show. There's a comedy on Apple TV Plus called Mythic Quest, and I watched all the episodes in the first season, but here recently they released a new episode. It was the COVID-19 episode, right, where they're all working at home, and video conferencing and all this kind of thing. Probably, I would say that may be my favorite episode was the one that they just released. Right. So if you haven't seen that one, I'd really recommend that one. That one's really funny.
Okay. So this is it's fully animated, right?
No, it is not.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No, Mythic Quest. Now, Mythic Quest is similar to, it's kind of like a Silicon Valley type show.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. Okay.
Yeah. Apple TV Plus.
Oh, okay. No, maybe I won't check it out. Sorry.
Well, yeah.
I will look into like the trailer and see if it's like if it's going to be Apple TV Plus, it really would have to be really drag me in to go that way. Not because I don't like Apple, but because it's another service that I don't want another service at this time.
Hey, I'm the biggest Apple guy here, and I'll say jury's still out on if I'm going to actually pay for this service or not once I have to pay for it.
Okay.
I may not do it, or maybe just pay for it for the one or two shows that I want to watch, something like that.
That's fair.
Word. Well, I didn't watch anything all weekend.
Nothing?
Well, I was gone. I went up to my parents' house on Thursday night, and then I was working basically up there all weekend. Got back here Monday afternoon, thinking, getting home at 5, I'll have stuff to, time to wind, relax. And then I saw my yard and went,
yeah,
my neighbors are pissed. Because there was a big storm and then everything just went. So I spent the rest of the night until it got dark working on my yard. But so I don't know. I already ranted enough earlier about other things and the problems that Jimmy's company has been causing me all week. So we'll just leave it there. Clyde is not a fan of Oracle this week.
It's not even their database product, is it?
I don't even know. So, but but on that note, you know what I am a fan of? I'm a fan of all of you that came to hang out with us tonight.
Yep.
If you're watching this after the fact, we do this live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central here on Twitch. Come join us. This is where you get to shout at me about how pre-show's been on the entire show, and I'm getting better at ignoring. And you get to submit titles, which we will be voting on here now, and we will choose in the post show. So head on over to tvs.showbot.tv. The link is in the chat where you can select the titles that you like. And then with that, I think that's it. We fulfilled our obligation. We have gone over an hour now that we started late. We're stopping right on time.
Perfect.
Everybody, head on over to the post show. We are done with the pre-show. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.